Hi guys, it's Just Adam, and today we will be discussing the amazing achievement of Scotland getting to the World Cup in America, Mexico, and Canada. We'll be talking about if I'm actually going and stuff like that, the actual goals that were scored by McTominay, Kenny McLean, McTierney, and Shankland. What one was the best? You can debate that down below. And I'll also be discussing the draw. What's the best possible scenario for Scotland? And worst. So we'll get into that in today's video. So just remember to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and put in post notifications. And sorry for the less frequent uploads. Just getting uni exams out the way, and then we can crack on during the winter. And hopefully we can get that 200 subscribers. We're edging so close, 70 subs. That could be done in 2 months, lads. Or just a month, technically. Anywho, so on Tuesday, it's now Sunday. On Tuesday, Scotland done the unthinkable and qualified for their first World Cup in 28 years. I actually had a video in the pipeline talking about the game before it, because I already done it technically, but I was going to discuss the ways we could. It was basically a worst case scenario if we never qualified, but I've took the time. I was like, nah, it's too negative for a time of a country. It's the best year of football. It's experienced. People, obviously, the national team, in a sense, is divided. You've got people who don't like the national team because it splits up. Maybe politically they don't like it, or they're just not into international football. Just a thing, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. But as a whole, it was so good to watch Scotland go to a World Cup, and against a good team and all. And they scored against some of the goals they scored, man. And you've got McTominay's overhead kick, which I'll put the clip in, but I'm just gonna put it there. If it gets copyrighted, I'll take the video back down and re-edit it. You've got, my God, you've got Shankland for the corner. Obviously, not the best of the goals. It's the dab in, it's a goal, and it's helped us get there. You've got Tierney's. Oh my God, man, what a goal! He's just curled it so well. Using his better foot, you could say that. He scored from the halfway line and sent us to the World Cup, and it shook the earth. It literally shook the earth. Crazy. And everybody was sent to Kitty Ashes the next night. If you don't know where Kitty Ashes is, it's a Wetherspoons next to Central Station in Glasgow. All the Scotland players were there the whole night, and deservedly so. What an achievement this is. And what does it mean for Scottish football? Because for so long now we've been we've been just been rotten as a country, and now we don't need to. And I think that McTominay goal, not being biased, but is the best overhead kick I've seen in a while. I'm as I'm watching it live. I've tried to get a ticket for the game so I could vlog it, but I couldn't. Funnily enough, people wanted to go and watch Scotland. No, but it's just amazing, so good. What does that mean now? Do we need to win a match in this World Cup for Stevie Clarke to keep his job, or do we need to qualify to keep his job, or do we just live the moment? How many people will go over to America? Because 200 plus thousand went over to Germany. I never got the opportunity, but I would love to go to America. Obviously, if you are clued up, you need a good visa to get in America. Canada's the same, but it's less kind of lenient, because the World Cup you'll need that kind of visa, a strong visa. Mexico doesn't matter. So there's many different groups we can get put into. It's split into West Coast, Central America, and East Coast. So East Coast, like New York, Mexico City, I think's in the East Coast. I think Toronto, I think's East Coast. California's West. Vancouver might be in that. I'm not too clued up. I know American cities, but I don't know the rest of them. So it's like it just depends. So my recommendation is to Scotland fans: do not book now. Do not book yet, unless you have connections, obviously. I'm trying my best to get a ticket. I couldn't care less if I don't get a ticket. I just want to go to America and experience it. Obviously, being under the age of 21, I can't drink over there, but we don't need to drink to enjoy ourselves. Liar. No, but it's just you do feel so proud for your nation to be there. Obviously, we can get grouped by a couple of nations, so I'll be reading out them in just a minute. On screen, I have I'll put them up in the video as well. So in part 1 we have the 3 hosts, which I read out before. We've got Germany, Belgium, the Netherlands, Portugal, Brazil, England, France, Argentina and Spain. So if I was there, I would really want Canada or Mexico. I wouldn't mind the Netherlands as well. Pot 2 is Croatia, Morocco, Colombia. But actually, before I read that out, the one I don't want is probably Germany, Portugal, or Argentina or Spain. Don't mind Portugal, but it's just Ronaldo in it. But anyhow, pot 2, Croatia, Morocco, Colombia, Uruguay, Switzerland, Japan, Senegal, Iran, South Korea, Ecuador, Austria and Australia. So at that, I would say Iran could be an easy game. Possibly Austria, or they were good in the last World Cup. Austria, Australia or Colombia. I think the 2 I would like is Iran or Colombia maybe. Switzerland would be good because we had them at the Euros and we drew, so that might be a good one. This is our pot, so we can't really get anybody for here. We'll be the one included. So I'll still read it out to you. Norway, Panama, Egypt, Algeria, Scotland, Paraguay, Tunisia, Ivory Coast, Uzbekistan, I've muddled that one up, Qatar, Saudi Arabia and South Africa. So Norway's probably the best team in that with Scotland. It's actually quite good in Egypt with Salah. That'll be his last World Cup. So yeah. Pot 4, still most of them will be determined, but I'll still read it out. Jordan, Cape Verde. I'm pretty sure that's the team that Walter Smith talked about in Alain Coist, if you remember. I really like Brazilians. Cape Verde, Ghana, Curacao, Haiti and New Zealand. And then we've got 4 UEFA playoff winners, so that could be Ireland, Wales, Denmark, stuff, players like that, teams like that, and then two interconfederation playoffs. So I think that might be Asia, Middle East, probably somewhere about there. Might even be the Argentina, don't know, but for pot 4 I would say Haiti, Curacao or Cape Verde would be a good, or even Jordan would be a good thing with. I don't know how is it with the World Cup. I don't know if it's like certain nations can drop against each other because of wars or previous conflicts that might be a bit tasty. So we'll have to see. But I think my ideal group is Canada, Iran, Scotland, and Haiti or Curacao. My worst group would be is Argentina, Spain, Croatia probably, or maybe even Uruguay, Scotland, and then Ghana. Because if I remember, Ghana was quite. I think they played against Portugal in the last World Cup. Don't know. I think they did. But as I said, I'll put the thing on the screen. World Cup groups, I'd say they're quite thingway, and obviously there's 48 teams in this, so they'll be split up into 12 groups. Each, as I said, each group will be based in one side there, so fans are not travelling. But if you're looking to go, FIFA FIFA are offering packages, like airplanes and all that are offering packages, but they are, like, I'm going to be honest with you, they're very expensive. So if you do know anybody, you're probably better to phone me. Best ideal thing journey for Scots would be New York, because don't want to spoil it here, but it's £450 for a flight, so return. Obviously you need to add your baggage, so that's £500, and then you get a week in New York, in the East Coast. Trains are quite good in America. I don't know what the price is, but they're quite good in America, so you'll easily travel. The packages do include most of them include like travel around America, so be hanging with that. Make sure you get your visas in as quick as possible after the draw, because Trump's America is quite hard to get into. Obviously people I'm not going to get into that. But I think this World Cup, the location isn't the best for the Scotland to qualify for the first time, but I wonder how many people will be going. If this kind of goes out, hopefully it gets good viewers. Please tell me, are you going to the World Cup? Are you going to try? How are you getting there? It's so... Because I'm 19, so I've never saw Scotland at a World Cup, but I saw them at the Euros. They've not really done anything. They've got 1 point 2 points they drew to England, and drew to Switzerland. So it's like, we just need to see them win or get out of the group. It would be so good if Scotland could get out of the group. I'd be so happy, and I'd be even happy to get over there. I'll be doing more videos as it gets kind of closer, and finally, just vote for the best goal. Personally, I think it's McTominay, but down below, man, what a transformation that guy's had. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Remember to subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to do it more frequent now that the exams are kind of starting to go down. But I hope you have a great day, and goodbye.